So there's a brand new 2024 internet laptop horror film called Invited on Tubi. I came across it, and I'm a big fan of these styles of movies, whether it be the Unfriended films, or Missing, or Searching, or there's a lot of them. I shouldn't say a lot. There's, you know, quite a few of them now. And I'm typically a fan of these. Usually, whether, the Den or Open Windows, and the list goes on and on. But I am always a fan of these to some degree or another. And so I was fairly excited. Host is another one that people really enjoyed. And so I threw this on, and this is about a family who has, our main character is a mom who is an alcoholic. She cripples her kid, and this really puts a strain on the family. She does it while drinking and driving. And so they are invited to her daughter's wedding. So you've got a bunch of family members, including the dad, the son, the grandparents, so on. And we are watching the daughter's wedding in Russia live streamed, because she eloped to Russia. She met this guy, and she is going to marry them, and invited the family this way so they could all get together. And when the ceremony starts, stuff feels off, feels very culty. And they received some stuff in the mail for the ceremony, and they are asked to participate in the ritual, and of course everything goes sideways. I fucking hated this film. At first I was somewhat into it. I thought that the acting from the main chick here was pretty good, and I liked that she looked like a normal person. And then there's another girl in the film, and I thought her acting was pretty good, and everyone had like a pretty natural performance, which with found footage or whatever you want, laptop horror, whatever subgenre you want to classify this under. I was like, okay, this could be okay. This could be fine. This could be a good one. This could be a little hidden gem, We'll see where this heads. And as soon as we get to the place where they should be reacting and their reactions, that's where everything just completely went off the rails for me, and I started hating every fucking second of this movie, and was just so annoyed at how unbelievable this film is. And then the movie ends with this like text on the screen about cults, and it's trying to make this this point, and it's trying to have this message about the uprising of cults, and it tries to tie it to real things, which made me even more upset, because it was like, this film is too shitty to be tackling something so important, because I am somebody who speaks out very heavily on this channel and otherwise against religious cults and religious fanaticism, and how dangerous that kind of ideology is in so many cultures. I'm not going to get too into that and too preachy at the moment, but it is something that I'm an advocate against, and so it is something that I am very passionate about. But it's hard to talk about it without spoilers, so I'll try to keep it as vague as I can while discussing these things. But I mean, I think you can understand where this is going. The daughter is there. It looks like she's a part of a cult. They're doing things, and it's on the other side of the camera, right? Which, that adds a whole bunch of tension. You have this disconnected relationship with your kid, and she's in a different country, and no matter what you did, you can't get there fast enough, right? And you can't call the right people because they don't even know where she's at. They kind of figure it out later. It doesn't matter. But my point being is that you're so helpless in this situation. So, like, there's ways to ramp that up. And the way you would ramp that up is by good writing and good performances. And while I think the actors did an okay job, like pretty fine job in the beginning, it's when they're asked to do more than that. I don't think they're particularly, like, some of them are bad, I will state. But others, like our main mom, it's, to me, her acting and then the pregnant girl, their acting is good. But this is bad direction. Because you are doing what your director is telling you to, or what the script is telling you to, right? And when something like this is going on, when you feel like you're powerless, you are going to you're going to freak the fuck out even more, right? And your reactions are going to be overblown, to make up for the lack of power that you feel. And oh my God, they barely try to even like scream to stop, or like, what the fuck is going on, or like, you better stop it right now, like, we better get on the phone with the police, and if you fucking do this, you know what I mean? And the grandfather, like, there's supposed to kind of be a reason why he's not reacting much, but the deadpan from him the whole time of just kind of like, as everything's going on, it just added to the kind of hilarity that this kind of devolved into for me. The grandma too, they're kind of just sitting there watching it. And yeah, they're giving some kind of reaction. I think some people would watch this and be like, what are you talking about? They would give reactions. If your child, as a father, if your child was on screen and someone was doing something to them harmful, the level of anger that I would exude, the level of threats, the level of freak out I would be having, not just sitting in front of the camera and just like, standing there, I'd be freaking the fuck out. I would be livid beyond words, right? As almost any parent on planet Earth would be, grandparents, family members, brother, whatever. So I could not believe the lack of reaction that they were having. And then the acting from some of the others was just not good. And there was a lot of like blame being thrown around that just felt so out of place and so not in the right moments. And it was like, come on, can we not see this for what it is? Also, there's one camera, which is the camera that's on the Colt, that breaks the found footage rules to where it keeps I shouldn't say keeps, but it periodically shifts camera angles just randomly, so you're like at a dead on shot, and then you've got like a handheld that comes in out of nowhere, which you can't fucking switch between the two while you're doing a live stream on like a Zoom meeting. So that was annoying, just to add on top of it. Then another found footage, it's kind of an unwritten rule of found footage, but they add like stingers and like out of place musical cues, but they're like very short-lived and uninspired. So something will happen, the person will come in front of the stinger music, and you're like, oh god, get the fuck out of here. This is found footage. This isn't a faux documentary where the music is added by the people who put together the footage into a mockumentary documentary, right? No. This is supposed to be like a live feed, right? We're supposed to be watching it live as it's happening. That's the gimmick of this. And, oh, Jesus, I hated it. There's so many things. Just I could go on and on. I don't want to harp on the film too much. I'm sure that the people involved were really going for something here. They covered a very important topic, and there's, this has a decent premise. I think the premise is sound, right? You've got this cult who takes away your kid because of some tragedy of the past and exploits it and uses it against you, and you're powerless to stop it because you're on the other end of technology. And I don't know, but the way that it's done, the way that everyone's reacting, the grandfather made me want to punch the screen. Just kind of just sitting there like, I know I already mentioned it, but I literally could not stop looking at it. And the way no one would react, the things they would say, it's so unbelievable. It's insane. And this also says it's TV-14, which I don't see how is possible because there's some gore in here. It's not like crazy or anything, but it's enough for an R rating. 100%. 100% this is TVMA or R rating. So I don't understand the TV-14. That's nonsense. But damn, I hated this. I really, really was like excited about it when I pressed play because I love these styles of films. Even if I don't love them, like Resurrection or Resurrected. I think it's called Resurrected, which was a pretty good one of these, or Profile, or I think I've seen Ratter. I think I've seen pretty much every laptop style horror film, thriller, period, right? Like that's something that I'm always out on the search for. Deadware, as I said, you name it, I've probably seen it. And if I haven't, please leave it in the comments. If you think there's a laptop horror movie like this that's all done on like computer screens, and you think I haven't mentioned it, I haven't reviewed it, please let me know, because I usually love these, but fuck, not this one. There's more I could say, but I'm not gonna keep shitting on the film. It's quick, at least. It's only an hour and 12 minutes. But just the way people like exit, and oh boy, God, I would do like a spoiler discussion on this, but I don't want to waste any more time. But there's so many scenes that I would just love to talk about, and specific dialogue where I'm just like, there's no way. God, it's a dumb movie. All right. Well, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, don't. I'll see you in the comments.